pretty much Photoshop video-wise. They can scan you and put you somewhere where you're not.
Yeah.
And see, I said that was in the Running Man. See, so it's something to think about, man. I tell you.
Really. Get over here.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I shared that video. They showed a video of some dude test driving the software, and they basically plastered his face on George Bush.
Yeah, exactly. And when I saw that, I thought the first thing I thought about was Running Man. And at first I said, well, maybe I got the wrong movie, but but I found out I was right. I checked and said, yeah, I'm right, because I thought the movie sucked, but just to recognize the technology, and it is here, and and it's like getting people to understand. We've been seeing preludes to what's really here. And you got to really be careful about the images that you see. You got to question what you even see.
Yeah.
It's getting to the place now that you're gonna have to ask God for discernment.
Is it real?
Is it real? Because you just don't know anymore. I mean, we live in such an age now where the enemy can do so much stuff. We were talking about, that group I'm in. One of the guys works for NASA. But he ain't 40 years old, so he believes everything that he hears. And somebody says something about the moon landing, and one person said that we really didn't go to the moon. And so I said, well, for the record, that Stanley Kubrick was hired to set that up, but I told him, I was alive at the time in high school. And when I saw them blast off in the moon, something about that struck me odd. It didn't make sense, because all you saw was a separation, and like some little pieces flew to the moon's surface. And that didn't make sense to me. And my mind said something's not right about that. And there was no plume. There was no rocket blast.
Right.
You just saw separation, and immediately it was gone. And my mind says that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, because it took all that fire and gas and smoke in order to get off planet Earth.
Yeah.
So how does that change on the moon?
Yeah, and it did. And I went like, no. I said, and it's funny sometimes how the back of your mind, you'll see something go, and it just struck me strange. I went like, well, it went to the moon, but I kept thinking that just didn't. It always bothered me. It was always in the back of my mind. And see, I told the people that a movie was made saying that there was a fake moon landing. It's called Capricorn 1. I told them, find the movie. So that's this dude that works for NASA. He puts what they're doing, but what he was talking about is mechanical. It's one thing to send something mechanical to the moon.
No, it's only thing some people.
I know how it started off. They were showing what Neil Armstrong's boots looked like. But then the impression you saw, it was like the heel was missing, or part of the heel was missing.
Okay.
So the way that the heels work, how could that footprint make that kind of an impression? That's what the whole thing was about.
Okay.
That's what started it off. And the guy said that, but at the same time, I didn't say anything else, but at the same time, nobody said anything. But I said to myself, that guy works for NASA, got to be thinking about what I said, because I said I was in high school. I keep reminding them I'm much older than they are. Right. I think the oldest other person might be 49. They're closing in on 50. So I was in high school when they were born. I still was a freshman in high school. So it's like I was living in the world, and it's like you guys, y'all playing catch up to me. With all the stuff that's going on. So I still think the guy that works for NASA, I think it's got him thinking about it. Because they had no business not having a plume.
Yeah, it's like it's a real big to-do for a rocket to get off of the Earth's surface. Yeah. It's a really big deal.
And even in a reduced atmosphere on the moon, you still needed firepower.
Exactly.
All you saw was, it just separated.
Yeah.
And how many times had I seen that
Mhm.
on Channel 12, WCTI in New Bern, when they would play America, and they would show that
Mm.
every night
Mm.
going off, and I would sit there, and I said that just doesn't seem right. Anyway, it's just talking about different things that's being perpetuated on us. Stop thinking about it. They claim they went. I don't believe they went to the moon. It's really essentially what I'm saying. People talk about the Van Allen radiation belts, and there could be some validity to that. It's just a matter of what I've witnessed, and I was alive at the time. Y'all that are younger, y'all know it as something historical. But I was living at that time in high school, and it bothered me then that there was no plume. In other words, there was no fire, no smoke, and even in reduced atmosphere, it still should have been something else. It was just a separation.
Mm-hmm.
Go Google it and find it and look at it. It doesn't make sense. And Stanley Kubrick, in fact, sometimes your mind, you'll see something and your mind is telling you you're seeing it, but you don't always perceive what your mind is saying. Stanley Kubrick he's a late actor. I mean, late director. He was given clues in a lot of his movies. They just went on and killed him. He was killed after he did Eyes Wide Shut. Right before the movie was released, all of a sudden he died. And the Illuminati killed him because he kept telling stuff. Some of the things that you've seen, like people being interrogated and they got their eyes all forced open and showing them images. First time I saw that was a Clockwork Orange. And that's as I was coming out of high school, maybe in my senior year. He just showed different things bit by bit by bit in his movies. I believe Eyes Wide Shut, I believe it was about him or somebody close to him. I think, because it's just something about it. Because the critics jumped on that movie. The Illuminati told them jump on this movie. Because all of a sudden the critics just jumped all over the movie. And then Kubrick died right before it was released. I believe he was killed. I think they figured that you told the last thing. And there's a real ritual that's actually was done in that movie. It was tremendous demon power. See, I thought I was just, well, God knows what he's doing. I remember I was in school at the time in Guilford College, and I was going up. I didn't have a computer then. Went to the Central Library to print up, to type up the paper. And I ran into this guy. We got to talking, and he was a former military intelligence, naval intelligence, and we got to talking. And he asked me, had I seen any of the scenes from Eyes Wide Shut? I told him no. And he took me to the scene in the movie. He found it on the internet. And I could discern the demon power coming off of that. And it was real ritual, is what they were doing. And I really wish I kept contact with him because he knew a few things. A lot of people in the military know a lot of stuff because they see what's really going on. And after a while, you see enough, you got high enough clearance, they can put two and two together. Because generally, if you got a high clearance, you generally have pretty high intelligence as well. And you can put two and two together. And a lot of people in the military realize they're doing stuff for the Illuminati. The Illuminati actually use our military to further their agenda. It's not really to do democracy. That's the lie that's being told. And it's been being told. You get a lot of guys who have high enough clearance. They know what's going on, what's really going on in the world. And at any rate, you need to question a lot of things. You need to ask God to give you wisdom about this. Now, really tonight, I was really led. I asked the Lord, really want me to really talk about. I guess this is prelude moving into it, but primarily I just really plan on spending time praying in the Spirit. We've been talking about tongues, but there's a practical side to it that most people don't get. Certainly, tongues are for your own edification to build you up. The late Lester Summerall used to say, You are only as strong as you are on your insides. He said with an S on it, your insides. And it kind of may seem kind of funny, but at the same time, it makes sense because the human spirit and soul is vast. If a man can carry a legion of demons, legion would be at least 1,000, wouldn't it? So how much of God can you take? So ponder that for just a few seconds. And at the same time, tongues can be used to edify people as you pray. As you pray. See, one of the things about it's the ministry of tongues. And that's really what I'm talking about. It's the ministry of tongues. You can do a lot of things in tongues that you necessarily can't do in your native language, because tongues are for everybody. I've known people to give testimony where they've been around foreigners who only spoke their native tongue. But when they spoke in tongue, they spoke English. So that's interesting too, because see, and that's one of the ways it's a known tongue. So some of us who speak English, we may hear somebody from Yugoslavia who didn't take English, but they'll speak in English and we'll know exactly what they're saying, which means what? We can interpret what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
We can interpret it to others who don't speak English. Or we can also tell the person that speaks in Yugoslavia, that Slavic language, if I know somebody that can speak it, I can tell them in English what was said, and they can tell them this is what they spoke about. So, and see, these are the practicality things that can happen when you have the ministry of tongues. People don't really, what's going on is not enough teaching about this. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times when I pray in tongues, people have visions. People get exhortation. So a lot of times people get the impartation. And a lot of times, God is moving on them in a strong, powerful unction and or Ishiradabasande. The glory of God can move on people through that ministry. You can do a great deal through tongues. There are times you do more in tongues than you can in your native language. Why? Because you're speaking exactly or expressly what the Spirit wants prayed. That's the reason why I have so much reliance on it is that I know I don't miss it. Now, a lot of times I may start off in English, or a lot of times when I'm praying, this happens too. Even if I'm praying in a tongue, I may focus on a place or a person or a situation. And while I'm praying and I'm concentrating on that, tongues are going out about that person, place, or thing or situation. God will do that. God will do it that way too. At times, God will bring, a lot of times I'm praying, I pray before at the end of teaching, people or situation will flash before me, in my face, or in my spirit, I'll see places. And when I do, I just begin to really pray earnestly about what I'm seeing. Now, at the time, my natural mind doesn't fully understand it, but that's irrelevant because I'm being led by the Spirit to pray. And that's very, very important. So I want you to understand that this is a very strong and powerful ministry. That's why the enemy does not want you to speak in tongues. He does not want you to get into the habit of doing it. And I mean the term really, and I really mean to say it that way, habit. There are times when I pray in tongues every day, but I have to remind myself to do it at times. Now, when I'm up praying, like I am now, when I'm praying between 3 and 6, I'll probably pray 99% in tongues. Mm-hmm. You see, so I'm edifying myself, but I'm also praying about situations. And many times, what I'm praying about between 3 and 6 is about when I stand in front of the camera in front of you guys. So a lot of times it's preparation. I'm not just praying about myself, but I'm also praying about the situations and whatever's going to come up to minister to others. See, just like it was with the Levites, their inheritance was the Lord. So the Levites were the priests, and they spent time in the Old Testament for God. And so they were busy doing that. So what? They could come out and minister. So see, that's why I try to tell people that There's no reason for anybody to get jealous of anybody who's being used of God. Because if you put your time in, God will use you. And there's no need for anybody to be jealous. When I see people being used of God, I rejoice about it because I know what? Somebody put some time in. There's certain things that you're not going to be able to do in the realm of the spirit if you don't put some time in, because you cannot always rely on your gift. And a lot of people, they just want to try to rely on their gift. But you that's limited. There are certain realms of glory you'll never get there if you don't spend time. You need to spend time with the Lord. You spend time with Him, then things will begin to manifest. So I'm just going to start praying in the Spirit, and we're just going to see. I might pray 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. I don't know. I'm just going to start off. And don't be surprised if I pause and then start back up. So I really don't know exactly how the Lord's going to do it tonight, but I know that's what He told me. And as I'm saying this now, I feel the buildup, even now as I'm talking about this now. Now I'm about to burn up. And I know I don't feel the heat on right now. Father, again, we thank you, Lord, for Ishmael, Sunda Ushira, the Sindri, Paro Doba Sende, Ishmael, the Sunda Ushira, the Sirida, Sandra Omanindi of Asoto, Rodo Andre, the Sabona Ushira, the Sunday Ishmael, the Ishmael Dora Basande, Ishra, the Sunda Ushira, the Sirida, Sandra over there, the Basunda Shah, Rodo Asabara there to be a Sandra over there, the Basenda Ushmira, the Basande. Roda Oshira, the Sindi era, the Sandra Omanindi, the Basada, Ribadea, the Basunda Oshira, the Sirida, Sandra Omananda, the Basondo. Robert de Basenda Shimara there to be a Sondra Roman in the Bioba Sabaru Dodo. Robert de Basenda Ishmara there, Sandra Roman in the Ebrada Basondo Shrada. Robert de Basenda Air Spirit Adra Basamara do Sabara there to be Sondo. Robert de Basenda Oshira, the Sirida Samara there to be Yabaro Sondo Ushma. Robert de Basonda Oshira, the Sindra Eminent, the Basondo Oshira out of Basande. Rebatera by Sandra Oman in the Ebrada Roman into Basondo Oshira out of Basada. Robert de Basenda Ishmara there to be Sondo Oman into Basaro Dodo. Robert de Basenda Air, the Spare, the Basondra Oman in the Basonda Oshmara there. Robert de Basenda Air, Spare, the Basonda Oshira, the Sindra Varo Dodo. Robert de Basenda Air, the Basonda Oshira, the Sindra Eminent, the Basodo. Robert de Basunda Oshira, the Sarah Sabara there to be a Sparo. Robert de Basenda Oshmara there, Sabara, Domara, Don Roman in the Bisondo. Robert de Basunda Oshira, the Sindra Basamara there to be a Sondo. Robert de Basanda Roman in the Basunda Oshira, the Sarah Basande. Robert de Basenda Air, Spare, the Basunda Oshira, the Sarah Basande. Roda Oshira, the Sarah Basunda Oshira, the Center Robert de Basondo. Robert de Basenda Air, Spire, the Road Basunda Oshira, the Center of Bo. Robert de Basenda Air, the Basunda Oshira, the Center by Samara Dodo. Robert de Basunda Oshira, the Center by Samara there to buy. Robert de Basunda Oshira, the Center Aro del Sundo. Ishira, the Sarah da Samara there to Samara Don Roman in the Basondo Baro Dolo. Robert de Basenda Air, but that's Samara Don Roman in the Basondo, sure the Cindy. Red Bayon Roman in Samara, Rada Sandra Oman in the air, but the Basondo Oshira, the Sandra da. Robert de Basenda Air, but in the Basondo Oshira, the Sarah da Samara there to Basondo. Robert de Basenda Air, but in the Basondo Oshira, the Sarah da Samara there to Basondo. Robert de Basenda Air, that was Sandra Oman in the air, but the Basondo Oshira, the Sunday. Robert de Basondo Oshira, the Sarah, the Sandra Eman in the Biarodo. Robert out of Basenda, Robert as a bone, Robert out of Basenda Oshmira, the Sunday. Robert de Basondo Oshira, the Sarah da Samara there to be a Baro Sondo Oshmara Dodo. Robert de Basondo Oshira, the Sandra Eman in the Basondo Oshmira, that was out of Sunday. Robert de Basenda Eman in the Basondo Oshira, the Sandra Oman in the air, but out of Basondo. Robert de Basenda Eman in the Basondo Rapa, that's Baro Dodo, Robert de Sondo Shara. Robert de Basondo Oshira, that was Sandra Oman in the air, but out of Basondo. Riandres Bero, the Basondo Oshira, that out of Sunday. Robert de Basenda Air, the Basondo Oshira, the Sandra Oman in the Bia, the Basondo. Father, that's about there to be a smile, don't Roman in to be a soldier, Roman in the Basondo Shurana. Robert de Basondo Oshira, the Sandra Via, Basondo Oshira, that of Basende. Roman in to be Sondo or that spare the Basmaro, then Roman in the Basondo Shando. Father, let every Yada Basondo Oshira, the Sandra, the Basondo Oshirana. Robert the Basenda Arrow, that's Smaradale to be someone but all about. Robert the Basunda Oshira, the Sandra Eminent, the Basunda Oshira, the Sunday. Robert the Basenda Oshira, the Sandra Eminent, the Airplaza Basundo. Rian the rest about the road to Basenda Ominent, the Biaro Smarade. Robert the Basandra Ominent, the Air, the Basunda Oshira, the Basunda Oshira. Robert the Basenda Arrow, that's Smaradale to be a brother Basunda Oshira, that's Smaro. Robert the Basunda Oshira, the center of the Basara Ominent, the Basunda Basodo. Roll the the Basondo Osher, the center air, the Basondo Osher, the Basande. Father Ban Radas Baro, those are the Basondo Osher, the Sandra Manendo Ba. Robert the Basende air, the Basondo Osher, the center of the other Basondo Baro. Robert the Basende, Robert the Basondo Osher, the Sandra Basodo. Robert the Basende, Robert the Samaro, the Basondo over the other Basande. I love a double portion, or that's about tomorrow, tomorrow. Robert the Basende Oshmara to be a rather Basondo Osher, that of a Sunday. River there the Basondo Osher, the center River there the Basondo Osher, that of a Sunday. River there the Basondo Oshmira, that of Basondo Osher, that of a Sunday. River there the Basende Arrow, that of Basondo Osher, the center River there the Basondo. River there the Basende Osher, the center River there Basondo over that of the center of Bernardo Soto. River there the Basende Arrow, that's Samara there to be able to rather Basondo Osher, that of a Sunday. River there the Basende Arrow, there's Samara there, Roman out of Basondo Osher, there was out of a Sunday. Robert out of Basende over there, the Basondo Osher, the Sarah da Samara there to be a brother. Robert out of Basende over the Sodo, sure, the Sarah da Basande. Rian the Basodo, out of Basende, Basondo over in the Basondo Ja. Robert out of Basende over the Sondo Osher, the Sarah da Basande. We had the Basodo over there, the Basende Osher, and Basondo Mara Sodo. Robert there, the Sondo or the Seer, the Spirit of Basondo. We had the Basondo or Spirit about Samara there, Basondo Ba. Robert there, the Basende over there, the Basende Osher, the Sarah da Basande. We had the Basondo Osher, the Sandro over there, the Basondo Oshimara there. Robert there, the Basondo Osher, the Basandro over there, but the Basodo. We had the Basada over there, the Basondo Oshimara, the Sando. Robert there, the Basodo, the Basondo Osher, the Ba. Robert there, the Basende Oshimara there to be a Basondo Osher, that. Robert there, the Basondo Osher, the Sandro over there, Basondo over there. We had the Basendo Road, the Sandro Osmara there to be a Basodo. Robert there, Rosso, the Spirit, the Basondo Shurada. River there the Basondo Osher, the Cinder Ebona, the Basodo Rabbit of Sondo. River there the Basodo Osher, the Cinder Era of a Sunday. River there the Basondo Osher, the Ebona of a Sunday. River there the Basondo Oshmir out of a Sunday. River Osher, the Sierra, Smara there to Basodo. River there the Basondo Osher, the Cinder over there, the Basondo Oshmir out of a Sunday. River there the Basondo Osher, the Sandra opening there to be Sondo Oshmir. Robert out of Basondo Osher, the Sarah da Sparo dos Amarodo. Robert there the Basende Arrow that will the Basumaro there to be about Sondo. Robert there the Basondo Osher, the Sarah da Samara there to Bo Samarodo. Robert there the Basondo Osher, that Basondo over there the Basudo. Really the best mayor of the Barrow Roman and Robert there Basada Basondo. Robert there the Basende Arrow that Samara there to be around the Basondo Osher that of Sunday. Really the mayor of those Samara there to be around the Basondo Osher that of Basada. Robert there the Basende Osher del Side, Robert there the Basondo Osher that of Sunday. Really the Sandra over there the Basondo Osher, the Sandra over in the Biaro. Robert out of Basende Arrow that's Flora, Basandra over in the air by the Lada Basondo. Really there the Basondo Osher, the Sarah out of Basondo Osher without a bar. Robert there the Basondo Osher, the Sandra over there the Basondo Osher that. Robert there the Basondo Osher, the Sandra over in the Basande. The Lord said, hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. And you are the church. Read this tomorrow. Robert out of Basondo. We had a Basondo Osher, the Sarah out of Basondo Oshma. Robert there the Basondo Osher, the Sandra out of Basande. Read this the barrel, the Basondo Osher, the Sandra in the Arrodo. Robert there the Basumaro there to be a rat of Basondo Osher, that's Sandabo. Robert there Sumaro there to be a rat Samaro there to be a Basodo. Robert there the Basondo Osher, the Sandra in the Biaro of Basado. Robert out of Basenda over there, the Basondo over there, the Basodo. We had the Basodo Osher, the Sarah that's Samaro there, the Marododo. We had the Rosara there, Samaro there, the Mayor of Basondo over there, Robert there the Basondo Osher, the Basondo Osher, the Sandro. We had the Basodo Osher, the Sandra Basodo. We had the Samaro there to be a Basondo Oshmir out of Basande. Rodo Oshmir, the Sandra over there to be a Basodo. River there the Basondo Osher, the Sarah out of Basandro da. River there the Basondo Osher, the Sarah out of Basande. River there Samaro do Samaro there to be a Samaro do the Bado. Robert de Basondo Osher de Centro Ebede Basandro Marodo. Robert de Basondo Osher de Serra de Basando Obanaro. Robert de Basondo Osher de Centro Eminanda Basondo. Riata Basamarodel to be a Marodoro Samarado So. Robert de Basondo Osher de Centro Basamarodo. Redes Marodon Robert Sondo Osher de Sandro. Robert de Basondo Osher de Centro Eminanda Basondo Basondo. Riverdale, the Basondo Osher, the Central Eminent to be Sondo Marodo, Riverdale, Samarodel, to be a Rasamarodo Basande, Riverdale, the best Samarodel, the Bosora, the Central Eminent, the Abadiada Basondo, Riverdale, Samaro, the Bosoro, the Basondo Osher, the Central Basodo. Ishmael da Basodo Oshmere there, Radada Basondo Oshmere da Basodo, Riada Basondo Osher, and the Sarah da Basumaro, Dora Basande. Riverdale Samoro, the Basondo, the Mayor, the Basondo Oshmere da Basondo, Riverdale Smell, the Marodora, the Sarah da San, the Roda Basodo, Riverdale the Basondo Osher, the Sarah da San, the Roman India Rodo, Riada Basondo Osher, the Sarah da Basande Rada. Riverdale the Basondo Osher, the Central Eldada Basondo Obanaro Dolo, Riverdale the Basondo Osher, the Sarah da Sondo. Yada Basoda Oshira de Serada Basondo Oshira, Rebellia Basondo Oshira de Sindra Evada Basondo, Yanda Basoda over there, the Basoda Basamara de Ba, Robert de Basondo Oshira de Serada Roman de Basodo Shirada, Rebellia Basondo Oshira de Serada Basanda Oshimara de Basande. Para bandos grow right out of Basandra open in the Bay out of Balea. Robert out of a send arrow, the central open in the old, the Basoda right out of Basada. Roda under Red Air, the Samara Dale, the Ilda Basoda Oshira de Sinde. Robert out of Basondo Oshira de Syndrome in the Bio de Basada. Robert out of Basondo Oshira de Sarah da Samara Dale to Bio Samara Dodo. Robert out of Basondo Oshira da Sandra El out of Basodo. Red out of Basondo Oshira de Sira de Sira da Basa. Robert out of Basodo Oshira da Basoda Varo do Sada. Robert de Basondo Oshira de Sira de Samara Dodo. Riandra Sira de Sondroma. Robert out of Basondo Oshira de Ara de Sande. Revdia the Basondo Oshira, the Sira da Basondo Omarodo, Rianda Rosira, the Spirit under Obia Sodo Marodo, Rede Sarah, the Sundo Oshira da Basondo, Ria Sabo Spirit, the Sunder Obanendio, the Bia, Robert out of Basondo Oshimira there, Bolada Basondo Oshimira da Basada, Robert out of Basondo Oshira, the Sira da Basondo Oshira da Bazada, Robert out of Basondo Esmira, the Sabaro, the Obanendio, the Basondo, Rede Basondo Oshira, the Bladder Obanendio, Basondo. Via Sarah do Sira de Sindra da, Robert Adabasondo Oshira de Sindra Abaro de Basede, Padre da Sondo Oshimira de Basondo Oshimira de Basondo Obanaro do, we have those Maradero to be a Sora Sandra Onandro do, Roda Oshimira de Sindra Ara de Sindra Asfoto, excuse me, Reda Basondo Obanaro Basondo. Ishmara da Sandra over the Sira the Sondra Oban and the Basondo Oshimira da Basande. Rebbe de Basondo Oshira de Sira da Basondo Oshira de Sandra Oban and the Ba. Roda Bada Balada Sandra Oban and the air the Basondo Oshimira da Basada. Rebbe de Spiro, those Spiral Dunder Oban and the air to be out of Basondo. Ishmara da Sandra over as Sandra Oban out of Basondo Oshimira da. Roda Oshimira de Sandra over that Spider over that Sandra Barodo. Rebbe the Smondo over that Spiro, those Smaro Dunder Oban and the Basondo. Riverdale the Basondo Oshira de Sira of the Baro Sondo Obanada the Basondo. Riverdale the Basondo Oshira de Sira Eminada the Basondo Obanada Basande. Father, as this issue of Abasande, his glory is Masura, as Vesabaro do Sira the Sindra Obanada the Biara Basondo. Roda Oshira de Sindra Ara the Sindra Obanada the Bisandro. Roda Bell the Basondo Oshira de Sindra Obanada the Basondo. Riverdale the Basondo Oshira de Sindra Eminada the Biara Basande. Father, let this issue of Abasondo, glory issue of Abasondo, let it stay in the atmosphere. Radabasondo, ocean, Radabasondo. Ready under old Samara there to be a Samara door over the Abasondo. Ready Abasondo, ocean, the Sarah Abasondo, Oshimera. Father, I pray issue of the Sarah Abasondo, ocean, the Sandro. Ready Abasondo, ocean, the Sandro, over the Abasondo. Let there be a manifestation. Radabasondo, ocean, Roda Oshira de Senda Era de Sarah de Sonda Barodo, Rede Besundo Oshira de Sira de Senda Barodo, Roba de Sabarodo Sira de Sanda Ormanenrodo. O Spirit, the Center of our Dero tomorrow, the Sundra Omen India, but the Abba Son of Shara del Sara Dodo. Rebbe the Abba Son of Oshir, the Sirda, Relaba Samara Dero, the Son of Mara, the Besundra La. Robert the Son of Oshir, the Sendra Bear, the Son of Oshir, the Sunday. Rodo Oshir, the Sirda Spara Dero, the Sandro Do. Rodo Oshir, the Sendra Eber, the Samara Dero, to the Sundo. Rodo Ora, the Sandra Omen India, to be Sundra Mara Dodo. Robert the Basundo Oshir, the Sirda, the Samara Dero, the Basundo Do. Robert the Basundo Oshir, the Sendra Baro of Sunday. We bind Radasabara there to be able to Samaradora, the Basundo Ba. Robert the Basundo Oshir, the Siradata was Samaradora, the Basundo. Robert the Basundo Oshir, the Siradata Basundo Oshir, the Basundo. Robert the Basundo Oshir, the Sirada Samaradera to be able to Sundo. Robert the Basundo Oshir, the Sirada Samaradera to be a Samaradoro. Robert the Basunda Era, the Basoda Rata, Basundo Oshir, the Sindra. Robert the Basundo Oshir, the Sirada Santa Robaro do Sparadero. Robert the Basunda Oshir, the Sirada Vasarado. Robert the Basunda Era, the Sundra Omen India Biada Basundo. Robert the Basunda Oshir, the Sirada Sparadero to be Sundo. Ishmael Sandra over the Spirit on the Roman India Basundo. Robert the Basunda Oshir, the Sirada Sparadodo. Robert the Basunda Oshmir, the Sandra Roman India to be Sundo Shurada. Robert the Basunda Era, the Sandra Roman India to be Sundo Shura de Sinde. Robert the Basunda Era, the Bazo, the Baro Sundra Roman India to be Sundo Baradodo. Robert the Basunda or Shmera del Samaradel to be Sunrado. Robert the Basunda or Shmera del Samaradendra Roman India Basundo Sado. Robert the Basunda Air Spirit, the Basunda Oshir, the Sandra Basodo. Robert the Basunda Oshir, the Sirida Sandra Roman India Basundo Shada. Robert the Basunda Elba, the Sunda Oshir, the Sirida Basunda Rabasodo. Robert the Basunda Elba, the Sunda Oshir, the Sirida Basundeo. Robert the Basunda Elba, the London Ross Sparadel to be a Samaradel to Basundo. Robert the Basunda Elba, the Sandra Roman India to Basunda Oshir, the Sinde. Robert the Basunda Oshir, the Sirida Samaradel to Basunda Baradodo. Robert the Basunda Elba, the Saro dos Baradel to be a Sunda Ra. Robert the Basunda Elba, the Spiral Sparadel Smerado Basundo. Robert the Basunda Elba, the Basunda Elba, the Basudo Basado. Robert the Basunda Elba, the Basudo Adra Smerado Sandra Open India Basundo. Rodo Oshira, the Sanda or the Spirit Andra Open India Basudo. Rodo Oshira, the Sir, the Sandra over there, the Basudo Shirada Basande. Oshira, the Sir, Sparado, Ro, and the Sandra over the Spirit over there, the Basudo Shirada. Rodo Oshira, the Sir, the Basundo Oshira, the Sindra. Robert the Basundo Oshira, the Sir, the Spirit under a Basodo. Robert the Basunda or Shmara there to be Sundo or Manandra Basodo. Ria the Basoda or Shmira, the Spara there to be around Sundaba. Robert the Basunda Oshira, the Sir, the Swara or Manada Basodo. Robert the Basunda Oshira, the Sir, the Sandaba. Robert the Basunda Oshira, the Sir, the Basande. Robert Oshira, the Sunday arrow, the Sir, the Spirit under the Basondo. Robert Oshira, the Seed, the Center open end of Basodo Shirada. Robert Basunda era da Sondo Oshira de Serada Basundo. Rodo Oshira de Seda Basundo Oshira de Sandraba. Rodo Badada Basundo Oshira de Sindra de Spirit under Basundo. Smooch.